Hi, I'm Doug Archibald. I'm the co-writer and director of I Love You Both, and I play the character of Donny.
Hi, I'm Kristen Archibald, and I'm the co-writer, and I play the character Krystal.
Lucas Neff, and I play the character of Andy.
So we made this story out of all the stories we could have made, I guess, because it was just something that it was a starting point for me and Kristen as writers, because it's based on our relationship, being siblings and best friends. So it was our first script, and so that was like just a starting point for us as natural first story for us to tell. So.
Well, we started with this storyline as siblings, and we picked this particular story and added the Andy character because we wanted to do a codependent sibling story, and that would be the one thing that they wouldn't be able to share is codependence.
Yeah, a boyfriend.
Yeah, I mean, it would just be super. It would be difficult. Yeah, into the mic, I guess. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, while we were writing it, we didn't have any other cast in mind. In fact, we didn't even know if we were going to play the characters ourselves, but we definitely never dreamed that we would be able to work with Lucas and the other cast in the film, who were amazing. So, no, it was definitely a dream.
Money. To be very honest, hey, here, let me say, when I got the script and I was thinking to myself, you know, what the deal is with this thing, and I was mainly just like, I, I don't know how in the F they're gonna make this thing. They are completely broke. They are broke people, and um, but I really like these two, and I think that's the thing above anything else that makes a project seem really interesting. I mean, there's always like one or two draws. Like either it's an amazing, you're just like, oh my God, this is for a great platform, like it's a great channel or something like that, like HBO or AMC or whoever is making something. You're like, ooh, or you're like, it's from some book or from some other thing that's really interesting. But this was just a story that I hadn't read before, and then I met these two, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be totally different than what everybody expects, because you guys are so different. You know what I mean? You're very unique, amazing people, and immediately I knew that like the story was going to be unique and sort of amazing too.
Yeah, so there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where my character is at his birthday party and he's sort of cornered by two people who are giving him some like condescending advice about all of his choices in life, basically, which I think, yeah, everyone has probably been in that situation and trying to be polite while someone's like railing on your like life choices. But again, we were like so lucky to get Kate Berlant, who was like sort of the focus of that scene, and her character who was uh just sort of like just like going down the
Providing
list.
just a ton of unsolicited advice.
Yeah, just a ton of unsolicited advice, and Kate's just like, I don't know, I'm just like constantly amazed by her. She's just like a super like talented improviser, and she just like, I don't know, she just like took what we wrote and just like added so much more material. So she's, I don't know, she's just so funny.
Uh, Something that I really loved about Andy was just his sort of his willingness to go with whatever was happening. That he just felt like he was wherever he was and was sort of happy to be there. And I think that, it can lead you down a bad path sometimes to say yes too often and to too many people without considering all of the ripple effects and repercussions. Because in some ways he's a bit of a sociopath. But I think for me in my life, learning how to let go and just sort of go with the flow and be where I am is always been a has been a process. And so to get to place it to somebody who is already sort of there, it was just a very enjoyable experience. Like it was super easy and fun.
Okay. I mean, I feel like I have to say that the thing that I would like best about my character, without giving away the ending, is just the choices that they make at the end. Probably, I mean, it is a sibling story, kind of just like sparing not maybe the only other's feelings. I don't know how to say anything without giving anything away.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Should I back up?
No, it's fine. I don't think that gives
It's
anything
going
away.
off the rails. Ah!
Yeah, I think that the twin characters are really protective of each other. I think that's what like Kristen's referring to, and I think that's what I like about my character too, and that he basically just like trusts everyone, for better or worse. He just kind of is a little like naive, and I think that was writing that character was like a version of me that I don't relate to like as much anymore. I was just like when I had first moved to LA and like talked to like a lot of different people. I'm just like, yes, I will do this for you, for free all the time, all of
Basically
the
how a movie
hours.
works.
Yeah.
You got a bunch of other people to do that for you.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that that's like a special part of that character that I no longer connect with, but I still relate to, I
love
guess.
that I no longer connect with my characters. I mean, the amount of like it's even been like a little bit, but I remember before someone was like, "You're just like your character." I'm like, "No, what? That's so messed up.
Yeah.
Why would you say that to me? That's so offensive. This is a fictional story, and I am not my character."
If someone, I think we all probably will have different answers, and I actually have multiple answers, but the main one, I guess for me, it is an LGBT movie, and I hope that people don't see Andy as someone who is like confused or manipulative, which is I understand that people might think that from watching the trailer, and that there is concern about bisexual people in films being portrayed that way, but the fact is that that's not what's going on in the movie, and he's just he's confused only in that he's met two people who are really dysfunctional and doesn't know what to do, and they're very similar, and it is a very realistic situation in which a bisexual person would meet two people who are exactly alike, and for that reason like both of them. So I hope that what people walk away with is acknowledging bisexual people.
There's a couple things that if you're watching this movie that I think that you should take away from it. The first is not necessarily in the movie itself, but it's just the fact that you're watching the feature film debut work of these two guys who both wrote, directed, and starred in a movie, and they had never done any of those things prior. They had never acted before this film, and so it's astonishing to me that it's not awful. Like it's so good. It's a really great film. It's beautifully made, it's beautifully shot, it's really wonderfully and subtly written, it's subtly performed, and there's a refreshing and unweighted look at people's sexuality, fluidity, and their relationships that doesn't feel precious, that doesn't feel twee. It feels like real people trying to figure their way out of a confusing situation in a fucking hilarious way, and their whole family, their mom is in it playing their mom, and she's never acted before, and they might be the three most talented debut performances that I've ever seen in a film ever. So I guess I guess that's like me understating things.
All right. What was the question?
What do you want people to?
Let's just come away with the movie.
If there's one thing you want him to come away with.
One thing. All right. Well, Doug already took it away there with the LGBT story answer, so I would definitely second that. I mean, when we made this movie, two things. We made an LGBT movie, but because it has LGBT characters, like that makes it an LGBT movie in this case. But these are just very real people. They're everyday stories about real people. That's it. And I guess the second thing is we've received just like a litany of different type of responses to the ending, but it is very real, and like not everything in life is like totally buttoned up, and it is a very real ending.
We have a word for it. It's actually called FWAD, and it's funny, weird, and sad.
Okay, there you go. Funny, weird, and sad. Thank you so much, guys. Congratulations.